I guess every time somebody does something new, one can expect unanticipated consequences. So when I opened a YouTube channel, well, mostly I thought I'd be mirroring other people's videos because I don't have any video editing equipment or any skill at it or any money to buy any software. Mostly I opened the channel so that I could communicate with other people in the comment sections. I'm very surprised to see that I have subscribers. I don't know how many. I think it's about 50. I'm broadcasting from the kitchen in the travel trailer that I live in. You can see my refrigerator magnets behind me. And, oh, this wreath. There was, after Ugly Betty was unceremoniously removed from the air by ABC, which I still think is a travesty since it was a Latina-operated television production, which is historical in itself, and was so queer-friendly, which is also historical. Then I watched the last episode on Hulu and cried and felt ripped off because everything had to be so rushed in the last episode that it felt unnatural and kind of artificial, not like Ugly Betty had been the whole time I've been watching it. How does this work? Am I going to blow my nose off? So Ugly Betty ended. I cried my eyes out, and then it had just gone off the air, apparently, when I saw it on Hulu. I guess it had been like less than a month. I got this notion that I needed to do an internet search for Ugly Betty props. So this little string of pots, oh, my plates. Let me see if I can show you my plates. I got a box larger than my little refrigerator, almost a yard square, cubed, 3 by 3 by 3 tall. Anyway, it was full of stuff, full of props, set decorations mostly. I didn't buy any clothes or anything like that. My rule at the it was an auction. My rule at the auction was that if something went over $5 to $10, I wouldn't bid on it. With shipping, this big giant box full of goodies cost me $300, which I really can't afford, but when is that ever going to happen again? And my house is full of Ugly Betty now. I guess I really like Ugly Betty. So here I am in my tiny little kitchen. Very cold day. Very, 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 very cold day. I'll take you on a better tour of my living place later. Wait a minute, turning around this way. This is a shoe rack, and these are 20-ounce Coca-Cola bottles with spices and stuff in them. The top two are sesame. Here's curry. Here's black and white sesame mixed, and then a bunch of other stuff. So, and then you can see I've got spices I made a top shelf just to have a big spice rack. There's spices on the other side. I cook. Restaurants are out of the question. But if and when I can get to the nearest major city, which is Albuquerque. It's about 75 miles away. There's an Asian grocery that sells stuff from pretty much all over the place. There's a Mediterranean grocery. Ugh, look what I bought this month. Tahini. I love sesame. I got a bunch of stuff there. I got nuts that are in a jar. Oh, wait, I'll just show them to you. La la la. They're sort of like pickled or preserved in honey. Basically, it's like the filling for, whoa, not falafel. What am I trying to say? I know what I mean. I can't remember what it's called. It's Middle Eastern pastry, very crispy crust because it's not a wheat crust. I'll think of it. So I didn't have a vehicle for like 10 years, and I've been living rural. Oh my God, look at my hair. I've been living rural for about 10 years. Usually where I've been living, the nearest loaf of bread, as a minimum, is about 2 miles from my house, and at the most is about 7. So there's been a lot of hitchhiking and mooching rides and finagling ways to get to food. I got a truck. I got a truck this past weekend. A friend of mine took out a loan, bought me the truck, was $900. It's a full-size pickup. And I'm paying her back $25 a month. That's less than a tank of gas. Same with the trailer. She took out a loan to get this trailer. It was $2,500, and I'm paying her back $50 a month, plus the rent on the lot fee. Okay, so why did I start this video? Oh, yes, YouTube. One can never anticipate the result of one's decisions, particularly with the internet. Because it's interactive, you don't know who's going to stumble across you or who you're going to stumble across. And I noticed that particularly in YouTube, comments tend to be uncivilized, savage, abusive, gratuitously cruel, because people think that gives them a sense of power. That's a generalization. The cruel comments are very cruel and usually pretty stupid. The articulate comments are frequently brilliant. Slowly but surely, I've been meandering my way through the so-called atheist YouTube community. And I'm starting to learn now that I can pick and choose. I don't have to be subscribed to everybody, although I am subscribed to about 300 people. Not all of them atheists, please understand. I think that you go to my most intelligent people on the planet section, which is, I think it's called the Cool Box, and you will see, for instance, I think it's pronounced arvindguptatoys out of India. It's a small village in India that is running a school that wants to teach science education to children and critical thinking, and they make toys from grass.
10 સેન્ટીમીટર બાજુવાળો ચોરસ કાગળ લ્યો, તેને વચ્ચેથી કાપી 2 લંબચોરસ બનાવો. તેનો એક ટુકડો લઈ તેને લંબાઈમાં અડધામાં વાળો, પછી પહોળાઈમાં વાળો. મધ્યરેખા પાસે તેને વાળી તીર જેવું બનાવો. દર્શાવ્યા પ્રમાણે કાગળને ઉથલાવી તેના ખૂણા વાળો. કાગળના પહેલા થરના ખિસ્સામાં ત્રિકોણ ફ્લેપને ફસાવો. આ ત્રિકોણને અડધામાં વાળો. બની જશે. આ રીતે તમે હંસની ચાંચ ડોક પણ બનાવો. આ રીતે આ એકબીજામાં ફસાવી હંસનું ધડ બનાવો, તેમાં ડોક પરોવો. અપ્રતિમ સુંદર હંસ તૈયાર છે. આવો બીજો હંસ પણ બનાવો અને જોડી તૈયાર કરો.
I was looking up recycling and trash, and I found them, and I subscribed, and the toys are wonderful. The toys are wonderful. They're little science experiments, and they are made out of trash. I'm also interested in paper mache. I'm interested in tinsmithing. I'm interested in queer issues. I'm interested in lots of things. So I subscribe. Oh, and I'm even subscribed to a channel, FlippyCat. You line up the dominoes in very elaborate patterns, and then you knock them down, and he videotapes it. I know, but I love it. It occurs to me now that I've been living in a lot of isolation without human contact for a very long time. I mean, superficial contact at grocery stores and with social workers and the people who give me rides when I'm hitchhiking, whatever. But no real substantive contact with other people. No intellectual relationships, no emotional intimacy, nothing like that. And I have a few people that I've discovered stumbling around on YouTube that really resonate with me. And I enjoy, particularly I enjoy their humor and their curiosity. And I'm starting to get a sense of what I've been missing. I'm remembering what it was like to be loved, to be respected, to walk down a public street knowing that I had a right to be on the planet. Last night, just because I could mostly, I got in my truck and I drove through the small town that I live in. I went to the grocery. People there are pleasant, no big deal. And I even stopped at, oh my God, a Taco Bell, because even though I live in New Mexico, there's one restaurant in this town that I haven't tried. I keep forgetting to try it, and it's open during the day, which is part of the problem, is that I don't think to go there for lunch. There is a Mexican restaurant that I haven't tried. There are two others, if you include Taco Bell. And the most famous restaurant in town is so bad that Taco Bell is preferable. And I'm a native Californian. Taco Bell is not Mexican food. But it was cheap. I don't have any running water, so it was too cold to fool with filling water jugs and washing dishes. As you see, my sink has dishes in it that I've been collecting because it's just been too cold to wash dishes. I'm doing that today because the sun is finally shining and the wind is not blowing. But I didn't feel like I belonged in the town. I felt like I had to psychologically resist the temptation to feel that I didn't belong there. I also felt that I had to go through town not quite with a chip on my shoulder, but with a defense field around me to assert, not aggressively, but to assert my right to be there. I don't spend much money in this town. In fact, yesterday I drove to a nearby town that's 24 miles round trip because it has bigger and better stores, and I did my after Halloween chocolate and decoration shopping. Here's a little candy dish I got for 50 cents that looks like caramel corn. And these are M&Ms, but they're white chocolate. And they're flavored to be a little buttery flavored. Oops. So they taste a bit like candy corn, she said with candy in her mouth. Excuse me for talking with food in my mouth. So I have a buttload of chocolate now in this freezer. And my candy corn is very good. So I didn't want to cook last night, so I went into town, which is a luxury for me. It's the first time in maybe 10 years I've been out after dark, because it was either go on foot or go on a mechanized bicycle, either electric or gas powered, and it's just not safe. I could get hit. A lot of people do recreational drinking in rural areas because there really isn't a hell of a lot else to do if they're not smart like me and get on the internet and make friends and talk to people from all over the planet about any number of subjects and get involved in Occupy Wall Street and, queer rights issues. And so I don't have anything really profound to say except that it's I didn't realize, but I put a protective force field around myself. I know no human is an island, but I've been living pretty much in solitary confinement for a really long time, so there are adaptations I had to make, ways I had to, I guess an expression would be steel my heart. I mean, like, put steel around my heart to protect myself, not allow myself to feel much. Definitely not allow myself to feel any sense of deprivation, loss, or grief about the lack of human contact. Definitely not allow myself to feel lonely. Although I really, at this point in my life, can't really conceive of feeling lonely. Because even before I was on YouTube, I was so busy on the internet and learning stuff and finding out about people and, watching other people's films and so on and so forth. I really didn't have time for self-indulgent, oh, poor me, nobody understands me. I really didn't have time for that. Nor would it have been healthy. I don't know if I'm going to spend the rest of my life alone. I kind of would like not to. I wouldn't like to be partnered with somebody or under their feet. The last time I did that, it was I'm an eccentric, stubborn old lady, and I like things the way I like things, and she liked things the way she liked things, and there are just some ways that we could not be compatible and we could not reach consensus. And so we had conflicts about stuff that was really essential to each of our personalities. So I'm not looking at partnership, but I'm thinking, I'm 55 years old, and it would be nice to have an intimate friend in the same country. So it's not loneliness, it's the lack of intimacy. How does that fit into being an atheist? I don't care. I am who I am, and my interests are eclectic. It doesn't fit into building things out of dominoes either, or paper mache, or this is just, I am who I am. Nothing profound. That's all I had to say. To those of you who have subscribed or commented on my videos or friended me on Facebook or sent me friends requests on YouTube or whatever, and have said things that are supportive or funny or just respectful, thank you. Thank you. I have some very far-flung acquaintances now in the universe. I don't know if I'll ever get to see any of you in person. You're just all too far away. I think the closest one is in Colorado Springs, which is, well, the truck only gets 17 miles to the gallon, so I'm thinking I won't be going to Colorado Springs anytime soon. Nor do I have any motivation. But I have acquaintances now in England, and my God, one in Bulgaria, and the Dominican Republic, and Egypt, Canada. That's the closest country I can think of. Anyway, scattered all over the place. None in China or Africa. I'm thinking of the continents that are missing. Or Antarctica. I should probably meet some people in Antarctica that are in one of those science Quonset huts freezing their patooties off and discuss global warming or something. So nothing profound. This is it. I'm going to go edit out all the goops and post this just because I've never done a ramble before, so why the hell not? Bye!